go ahead whenever you go. We're a little bit tired. By the time Frank intros, it should be perfect.
Middle with 4 chairs.
Me and Payton are in the middle. Hey, how about them Lady Warriors?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the second session of the 2022 Mingua Beef Jerky Girls Sweet 16. Tonight's winners of the first game, Southwestern Lady Warriors, head coach Junior Molden, student athletes Makayla Noritis, Payton Acey, and Kinsley Molden. Coach, comments on the game, please.
I just thought it was, we both like to play the same way, get up and play, and it was just going to be a battle. I really expected the game to be like it was at halftime. And we compared it to our regional championship a little bit against Mercer County. We were tied 30-30 with them at halftime, and we liked what we were doing, especially pushing the ball. Our biggest worry against McCracken County was definitely their pressure, and for the most part, we were able to break it. And you know, that's how they play. I think they're so well coached. Coach Sivills, he does such a great job. But we practiced really hard for what we've seen on film with them. I had 9 game films on them, and these girls put a lot of hard work in to break that ball pressure. And then, listen, I got shooters. Since I've been at Southwestern, these girls, we put a lot of time into our shooting. And I knew that would get our momentum for our crowd. I feel like we had a really good crowd. The same thing happened in our regional tournament. And we just felt that energy, rode with it, and we believe in ourselves. I know nobody out here gave us a chance. The same thing we were dealing with in our regional tournament, but we believe in our team. We're we greater than me, and you all got to see what they get to see down in Southwestern Kentucky right now.
Got a question right here on the corner.
Coach, how'd you draw up that 6-point play for Acey, and how big a momentum swing was that?
That was probably one of the biggest moments with that. We got an offensive rebound off of a free throw miss, and then Payton, sometimes she shoots shots that I'm like, oh no. And then when that one went in, I was like, yeah, I drew that up just exactly like that 4-point play. It was a big time momentum for us. I thought Payton Acey started the game out big for us. We were worried about, starting the game. We've been here a few times, but still, you need somebody to come out and play the way Payton did early, and then the rest of our team fed off of it.
In the back.
Payton, that first 3 went in. Did the basket seem like it was just massive thereafter? You looked like every time down the floor you were looking at your teammates to get the ball to put it back up.
Yeah, I felt like it was really big, and I felt like my teammates thought the same thing, and they can shoot the ball, so I felt they could get it in too.
I mean, in the region, it sort of paved the way for you, and tonight, I mean, you just sort of denied them inside. They didn't get a lot of inside.
Yeah, and we did it differently, Steve. And I'm going to call it, Steve's one of the best in the business. I love talking to him. We did it differently though, Steve. The Mercer County game, we packed in and jammed in a 1-3-1. And tonight I just kept watching film on this team. And I figured they thought we were going to play zone because we played so much in our regional tournament. But I've got kids that can play man-to-man. We're worried about a couple of mismatches because you watch on film, you see their length, and you're like, oh, no, I haven't seen them live. And I was worried about the real deal, on the court when the lights are shining. It's a little different, but we made the right decisions on who we were going to guard. We made a couple of changes when Kayla Young picked up her 3rd foul, and it actually helped us. I thought Makayla Noritis did an awesome job on the Thomas girl. And so defensively, it was totally different. It was man-to-man almost the whole night. I think I went zone 1 possession. My girls tried to talk me out of it, and they did score on it off of a little backside play. So, it's the cool thing about this team is I can go man-to-man. I've got some other stuff, as Steve knows, and we're very versatile. Really proud of this group that they can be that versatile.
Second row in the middle.
Junior, I don't know if you could look at the stats and have a much better team balance than what you've got. But I also thought that, and I haven't seen you in abundance, but I thought Noritis was certainly sensational for you tonight. I don't know what you thought, but I mean, when you look at her stat line and the blocks, I don't know how it could be any better.
Listen, last year she come into Rupp Arena and I didn't play her enough. She'd come off the bench, and I look back at the Anderson County game and I was like, gosh, she came to play. She was ready to go. Makayla, during the year, she'd take off a few days and then she'd come back. But when we, we talked coming in there, I had a really good coach text me today, and I'm going to tell her this now. He said, if Makayla Noritis comes to play, I like the Lady Warriors going to the 2nd round. And he did a good job as a basketball coach back at Southwestern years ago. And I trust these guys. I've only been a head coach here at Southwestern for 3 years. I'm not seasoned enough to, on some things. So I really listen and learn from these other guys. And, Makayla, it's her senior year. She's leaving it all on the floor. I just love how she's playing. And she gave us so much energy. Efficiency wise, she was the player today for the Southwestern Lady Warriors.
Coach, you mentioned you have shooters, and I think you've shot the three well all year. I mean, how much do you consider that like your program's identity and your way to sort of counter anything you see?
Well, I actually jumped a couple of my shooters, Kayla Young and my daughter here, Kinsley Molden, because they passed up 2 shots in that third quarter. We was getting ready to really jump on them, and they passed it up and then got in the lane where that length was, and we didn't score. So I'm just, if you miss it, it's on me. I teach them to. We do a lot of shooting drills. It's going to be my way as a head coach. While I've got these kids that can shoot it, we practice a lot like the Golden State Warriors, and that was my plan once I got here as a head coach. It's worked out because we also play defense. When we play defense, well, we get out in transition and we get the ball to our players. I got to give Aiden Smitty a lot of credit. She's not up here. All my players should be up here. We only got this many chairs. Listen, Aiden Smitty, she was frustrated with her length in the first half, especially their extended zone. And we stretched a few things out, found her some more open gap areas. And I just told her, you need to be the toughest player on the floor. Guess what? That's all I had to say. She became so tough and broke a lot of stuff for us to get our shooters open. And kids playing with the contact out late, hitting free throws. I've coached her since 4th grade, so I'm just so proud of her. I plan on her being up here sometime this week as well, since we're staying around.
Right here.
For Payton or Makayla, you could tell that your length was really bothering them. You're getting a bunch of blocks. I think the drives that they felt that they were could make, you were running into them. What was it like being in that situation and getting those stops?
Do that for my team. And like, I knew that girl came to play, and I wasn't going to let her do the things that she does every game.
I agree with that. I feel like sometimes we would make stupid blocks and get a foul, but other times I feel like it would help our team to get transition because they'd get our blocks and go.
I'm sorry. You want to listen? I'll talk all day. You don't want me to continue talking. You got something for me? I'm sorry.
Your length was really bothering.
Oh, well, length. That's why we won our last 2 games. I don't think they understand with the Makayla Noritis and even Payton right here. She's got moving so well defensively. But when we won our regional championship game, I actually ran some 1-3-1, and Makayla was in the back, and she altered so many shots, ones that don't show up in the box score and stuff. It's just. I think we're deceiving. I even heard the coaches that have been scouting us out for this is talking about how deceiving it is on film. And then you get the real Southwestern Lady Warriors on the court, and they're getting hands on the ball. Kayla Young gets her hands on the ball constantly. I didn't press as much today, but if I get in a situation where I can press a team, you're going to see Kayla Young really help us in that. I've built my defense around her, and I wish we had a couple more chairs for them young ladies because they done such a great job as well. I'm so proud of them.
For any or all of the players, I kind of describe you all as sneaky physical. You don't look like you're kind of tough and mean, but when you play, you are that way. Is that a fair description? Is that how you all like to play?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta be physical with the other team either way, because like the last 2 teams played, McCracken and Mercer County, we had to be big in the post. We had to be physical with Timber Use and then Destiny Thomas. So.
Let me add on to that, Larry. We wasn't very physical to start the year. We were weak. I've got some podcasts out here, even calling us sissies to motivate us on purpose, calling out Kenny back in Somerset. But we took it as motivation. The reason we went to Sacred Heart the first game of the year is because I knew we needed to toughen up. We're not tough enough. Took our team up to Bullet East, played Chris Stallings' team. I knew we wasn't tough enough. I knew we was going to get pushed around. GRC, we learned a big lesson. I talked to a lot of reporters about that at Lexington Catholic. And these teams, manhandler, they really pushed us around and got us frustrated. We had to learn how to keep our composure, our body language right. There's 2 teams in this thing, and I don't know how this tournament's going to go, but I will tell you this: Southwestern Lady Warriors and the Cooper team from up north, we went and played people. And I know these other teams have played people as well, but we went and we weren't worried about our win-loss record. And for that, I think I know Cooper's getting ready to play coming up, but I'm telling you, we're similar teams. We played each other in the semifinals of the Lexington Catholic tournament. And I find that we both had 7, 8, 9 losses right here. And guess what? We're playing pretty good basketball this time of year because we didn't have them losses. We had a lot of lessons, and hopefully it'll continue on into the next round. I know we got 2 pretty good teams getting ready to play with Franklin and Henderson County, and I got a lot of respect for Joey Thacker and his team. So we'll have to be tough if either team right there.
Any final questions?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are y'all gonna keep underestimating us? All right, we need motivation, all right, and I say it in a joking way, my kids really feed off of that, and I like the fact that people rate us 10th, 11th into this tournament, we use it as motivation, but I really appreciate all you all do for this, this girls' basketball tournament, hopefully we can put on a show again on Friday night.
Thank you very much, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're from Southern Kentucky. We'll take anything free. Kaylee with water. Well, thank you, sir. Have a good time. I've been there anytime you want. Yes, all right.
We have the McCracken County Lady Mustangs, head coach Scott Sivills Jr. We have student athletes Caroline Sivills and Destiny Thomas. Coach, comments, please.
We've been history makers all year long. First time in school history to be here. First time in 42 years to have a school from our county to be here. This is the mecca of high school athletics and basketball in Kentucky. Simply give them credit. They made shots and we couldn't buy some shots. We had a lot of shots that we normally make on a normal game basis, but we just couldn't buy a basket. Also seemed that they just got their hands on a lot of 50-50 balls that we normally get that they got. And sometimes that's just basketball, but you got to give them all the credit because they made shots. And in this game, if you can't make shots, it's hard to win. But defense has been our calling card all year long. We've given up 37 points a game to every team we played all year, and we gave up 67 tonight. And that's for us. And like I say, this is probably unacceptable for our program. So, but very proud of our team. This loss does not show or say how this team was all year long. We had a tremendous carpet ride season for us all year long, but there will be one champion up here, and we felt like we had the team that could probably go a few more days. But this may be a learning curve for these two and some other kids on our team to get back here next year.
You kind of hit on it right there, Scott, but I wonder, do you think it's cliche, the whole not being here before versus a team like Southwestern that has, or do you put any stock into that? I guess,
You know, Dez, if we would have had Dez last year, you know, our goal was to get to the finals last year. We did, but we didn't have her. And maybe if we would have had Dez last year and got up here, maybe a little bit different story. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's high stake pressure when you come up here. I mean, you got to be able to perform it, you know, and sometimes you have teams that show up for the first time, are very, very carefree and make everything. And it felt like tonight they were up. Hey, they looked relaxed. You know, they had some confidence. They saw some threes go in early, and then from that point on, they played a terrific game. But our kids had guts. I mean, we had it at 10 with a shot, you know, at the top of the key to cut it to 7 with a lot of time left, and we couldn't buy that shot. So we've been in a couple of spots this year where we were down double digits and came back and won those games. So I felt like we had a chance there, but you know, time got away from us. But again, they just got to some balls that we just couldn't get to and made some free throws when they had to have them.
Scott, you've said all year that you expect your girls to be the best in their position. And these two girls sitting next to you, the past 2 games have played very well in their positions. What do these Caroline and Destiny been to this program?
Cornerstone kids, man, they are very good in the classroom, but also athletically, they are top notch. Destiny has been a big time player for us all year long. She can score in different ways, can score off the bounce, can shoot the three. The sky's the limits for her. Caroline is a two-sport athlete in volleyball and basketball, and I felt like probably the last 15 games, she's probably played some of her best basketball. I mean, I think she honestly saved us in the regional finals and played a big, huge part in us winning that game. But we have these two back next year, and hopefully we can come back with a different mindset that we were here before, the year previous. And so we have a couple other sophomores and Buchanan and Johnson that will be a lot better next year. And so we'll have to really count on those four to carry us next year.
Scott, this is a tie game at halftime. Third quarter, they go on a big run. What changes from that point to that third quarter where they kind of took control?
We just, there was a couple of things there defensively that we were almost there and we just couldn't get it. And they chunked in a couple of big time threes. I mean, you got to give them all the credit. I mean, they made the shots where we had to have them. And we got in one of those holes where we had to fight back. He was like 9-11, couldn't get, below 9. And we finally got it down almost there. But again, we had too many just miscues. We had to, I told them in the timeout, we had to execute offensively. Our spacing wasn't good tonight. Usually our spacing is very good, and tonight it just wasn't. So we just wasn't ourselves fully tonight. Kids still fought very hard. But again, this is, it's tough. It's a tough way to go. We felt like we had a team that could possibly go pretty far. But again, up here on any given night, we've seen this in the past 50, 75 years. Anything can happen to anyone. And tonight they just made plays and we didn't.
Final questions for the coach or our student athletes?
Caroline, Destiny, coach mentioned, you guys expected to be around a couple more days. Are you guys surprised by this outcome? Are you in the same state of mind where this team expected to go further than what it did?
Honestly, I think we're a bit surprised because I think we all thought that we could go for a few more days in this tournament. But honestly, just these next few days with our team, it doesn't matter. As long as we're with our team, we're good.
And there's going to be good teams around the whole tournament. So it'll be good to just watch the final outcome of it and just spend some time with each other on these last few days.
Coach, congratulations to you and the Lady Mustangs on a great season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you all.